Okay, so coming to a nice comfortable seat. And let's go ahead and sit forward on the chair today. So just scooting forward a little bit, really start to press down into your sit bones. And before we sit quietly, roll the shoulders back a few times. Start to roll them forward. Good, roll back again. And then just allowing the shoulders to roll all the way back. So you're feeling this cobra pose sensation in the upper body. There's this openness across the chest, gentle lift of the sternum up towards the ceiling. Chin is parallel to the floor. And then just peek down and just make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart. The knees are landing over the ankles. And then allow your eyelids to close. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. Again, smooth, deep, full inhale. Sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. One more time like that. Smooth, deep, full inhale. Let the breath go. Ha. And then start to inhale through your nose. And then also exhale through your nose. Continuing like that. Noticing if the inhale feels a little easier today, if the exhale feels a little easier. Noticing if one is longer than the other. I'm trying to bring this sense of equalness to both. You might even count the inhale and the exhale to help you find that. Listening to that sound of your breath, and your attention will wander. You'll hear sounds in the room. You'll hear thought sounds in your head. So easy, normal to get distracted. But when you become aware of the fact that your attention has wandered a little bit, just come back to your breath. Good. From here, take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. Gently blink your eyes open. And then inhale, scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears. Create a lot of tension. And then ha, let it go. We'll do that a few more times. So scrunching up, kind of creating some tension, and then feeling that sense of release and relief as you let go. Ha. One more. Let it go. And then you can bring your hands back to your thighs again. And then try to keep that feeling of ease, of lengthening in your neck, but start to drop your chin towards your chest. So we're finding more space in the back of the neck. Even here, can you feel a little of that cobra feeling in your upper body? So widening across the collarbones, feeling that lift of your sternum towards your chin, shoulder blades release down your back. And again, breath smooth and steady. This is a simple little pose. It's not easy. So the first couple of the day like this can always feel really intense. There can be a lot of tension, a lot of gripping. So we're just trying to breathe some of that tension out. Find a little more room, a little more ease. Good. As you inhale, lift your chin parallel to the floor. And then as you exhale, just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And right away, observe if the shoulders try to get involved. Keep softening them down. Just imagine that somebody is gently pressing on your shoulders. And then keep that right ear towards the right shoulder, but tuck your chin a little bit. And observe how the sensations that you're getting, where they shift in that left side. Good. Chin stays tucked as you exhale. Come back down to center. Take a few breaths here. Maybe the back of the neck is starting to release a little bit. Might just be the tiniest amount. Notice. Good. As we inhale, chin comes parallel to the floor. And as we exhale, we take that left ear towards our left shoulder. Keep letting both shoulder blades release down, but especially that left one might want to help out here. Send that exhale to the right side of the neck, those scalene muscles, which get really tight. And then again, we just keep leaning this left ear towards the left shoulder, but we tuck the chin a little bit here. And just notice how the sensation on that right side begins to shift a little. Yeah, nice deep inhale. Chin stays tucked as you exhale. Come back to center. Check in with the shoulders. Make sure shoulder blades are releasing down towards your sit bones. You have that openness across your heart and chest. Good. Let's inhale. Chin comes parallel to the floor. Exhale. Right ear towards right shoulder. Good. Let's inhale. Tuck the chin. Come to center. Good. Take an exhale here. Inhale, head lifts. As you exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Stay in that direction, but on your inhale, tuck the chin, come back to center. Take an exhale. Inhale, chin lifts. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. And then inhale, tuck the chin, take that quarter turn to center. Take an exhale. Inhale, head lifts. Good work. As you exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Keep in that direction, but inhale, chin tucks to center. Take an exhale. One more full cycle. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Start to tuck the chin on the inhale, come back to center. Take an exhale here. Inhale. As you exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Good. Inhale, come to center. Take an exhale, and then let's keep the chin tucked. One more full inhale. Full exhale. And then as you inhale, chin lifts again. Good. And then let's just roll those shoulders out one more time. So a few times each direction. Good. And then sitting nice and tall, finding your mountain pose, maybe just readjusting here. So you can peek down, make sure that knees are over ankles, legs are about hips distance apart. And then let's move into our cat-cow here. So as you inhale, you're going to rock forward. You're going to accentuate that cobra pose feeling in the upper body. And as you exhale, you move in the opposite direction, round in. Inhaling, finding the cat stretch, the cow stretch rather. Exhale, round into the cat stretch. And then you're just moving with your breath here. Your eyes might be open. If that's the case, your gaze is soft and gentle. So not looking around here. Your eyes might also be closed. Sometimes that's really nice. It helps us to get inside the pose a little more, inside the body. Enjoying the sense of rhythm that we're creating as we move in this simple forward fold and back bend with the breath. This little vinyasa. Few more rounds here like this. Good. So we're going to come up to a nice tall seat. And then we're going to just start to rock around in the pelvic girdle. These circles can be big, they can be small. And you're paying attention to how the hips are feeling. Might even be feeling a little sensation in shoulders, in the side body. Nice work, everyone. Start to switch directions. Good. And just start to come back to nice tall seat, a nice Tadasana, mountain pose. So you can feel your sit bones really rooting down. Maybe you're feeling the four corners of your feet, or you're just imagining that so they're pressing evenly into the earth. Good. Let's release our arms by our sides, and let's just do a little a little lateral stretching. So as you inhale, you're going to lean off to the right, left arm comes up and over. Keep both shoulder blades releasing down. Exhale, release. And inhale, we go off to the left. Good. Exhale, release. Let this feel really graceful and fluid. You just start to move with your breath. You might feel like moving a little faster today. You might want to really slow things down, stretch it out. And again, you can just have a soft, gentle gaze, or maybe you're closing your eyes here if that feels nice. Just finding this simple, easy flow. Let's do a few more like this. So a few more complete cycles, and then we'll hold each side. All right, so the next time you're leaning off to the right, let's just hang out there. Maybe see if you can spin that left palm to face behind you a little more. Finding a little more of that internal rotation. Make sure that that right shoulder blade is releasing down. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up underneath that left arm. And then maybe you also pretend that somebody is gently pressing down on that left thigh. So you're firming into that left sit bone a little more. Maybe that means you come out of the side stretch a bit. Good. So let's just inhale, upright ourselves. So we've got this left arm reaching still, bend the elbow. And then take your right hand on top of that elbow. Just apply a little pressure, maybe a little more if you're a little more open. You're going to be feeling a stretch on this left arm. Check in with your breath, make sure that it's moving. Feel both sit bones pressing into your chair. Good, so let's take a full deep inhale, full complete exhale. And then as you inhale, release that left arm, lean to the right, and we hold here. So again, feel shoulder blades releasing down your back. A little more weight, or even if it's just a thought, a little more weight in that right sit bone. And then maybe you're finding a little more internal rotation in that lifted right arm. So spinning the palm to face behind you any amount, maybe turning your head ever so gently, gazing up underneath that top arm. Breath smooth and steady. That inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. And you're feeling all of this glorious stretching through that right side of your waist. Some days it can be really intense. All right, so as we inhale, we just come to a nice tall seat. Bend your right elbow. And then you can take your left hand, place it on top, apply a little pressure, and you're feeling stretch through the outseam of that right arm, maybe the armpit, chest area a little bit. How is this side different than the other side? Notice that. Couple more breaths. All right, so full, complete inhale. Full, complete exhale. Good, let's inhale, lean off to the left. Take an exhale here. And then inhale, come back to an extended mountain pose. Inhale. And then as we exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. Just taking a couple of breaths here like this. Feeling nice and long through both sides of your waist. Let's exhale, just release the arms by our sides. Then you can gently spin the palms open. Let's just find a little flow here. Before we start to move, if you do have blocks and you want to position those for your hands, that can be nice, especially for the Ardha Uttanasana. And if you don't have them, don't worry. Hands can come on either shins or thighs. All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's just move right into our flow today. We know these really well. So as you inhale, arms reach out and up. As you exhale, feel free to swan dive in, or maybe you use your hands on your thighs to help you roll into your Uttanasana, so deep forward fold, back of the neck releases. Inhale, this is where hands might come on your blocks. You can press down into them to find more of that cobra pose feeling. Hands on shins or thighs works as well. As you exhale, you fold back in. And then inhale, you can find that reverse swan dive out. That's especially nice if you want to work the core a little bit, or you can just roll on up using your hands to help you. They're all good options. So you exhale, hands can come down heart center, or you can take them out wide into your heart, whatever feels good. And we're going to just continue like that. A few more of these. Inhaling. Find lots of space. Maybe you gaze up and press palms here to accentuate the back bend. As you exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. As we exhale, we fold back in. And inhaling, pressing down to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So one more together, and then we'll do 3 more on our own, just moving with the breath. Inhaling, reaching Utthita Hastasana into Tadasana. Folding into your Uttanasana. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, you fold back in. Rooting down to rise up, find lots of space. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again, you've got 3 more. Eyes might be open here. They might be closed if you feel really safe and steady. You're just letting these feel good. You're letting them feel really graceful. You're finding space in your body. You're finding this sense of rhythm. You're enjoying how it feels to connect to movement with the breath. You're soaking up that sound of your breath. These sun salutes are like our daily yoga vitamins. And these look lovely. I've lost count. That happens sometimes in these. I'm doing another one. I don't know if I've done 2 or 3 or if this is 4. Can never do too many. I take that back. You could do too many. A lot of yogis on the solstice and the equinox like to do 108 sun salutes. More power to them, I say. Maybe not necessary. All right, so taking your time, just making your way back into your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Let's just land here with hands together, the heart, eyes closed, and do a little check-in. Observe how you're feeling. Notice what's going on with the breath. You might feel some heat in your body. And the heart might be beating a little faster. Good. So from here, gently blink your eyes open and just release your hands down by your side. So just refresh the posture again. So sitting nice and tall. All right. So we're going to inhale, take the arms out wide. And even here, so firm muscle to bone in the arms. So they're really active. Feels kind of counterintuitive, but it almost makes it a little easier to hold the arms up here like this. We won't be here too long, I promise. Deep inhale. As you exhale, press down into the sit bones, but start to twist to the right. Really reach out through your fingertips. Feel yourself getting stretched apart. And then release hands down. So depending upon how twisting feels in your body, you're either going to bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh. Get a little more open in the spine. Perhaps that left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh. Wherever you're at, you're finding a little leverage of hand against leg to help you press those shoulder heads back. So we're finding a little of that cobra pose feeling. See what's in front of you. Just notice as you keep that gaze soft and gentle. You might move towards looking out over that right shoulder or just move in that direction. Good, nice, deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind, come back to center. Good work. And then we inhale, take the arms out wide again so they're nice and active. Shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other and release towards your sit bones. Deep inhale. And exhale, empty out. Twist to the left. Press into your sit bones. Reach through your fingertips. So it's like you have giant wings here. This side might feel different. So again, just release hands and you just place that right hand where it feels best in your body. If twisting is a little more challenging, going to just bring that right hand to the inside of your right thigh. If it feels pretty good in your body, you can take that right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Finding that leverage, shoulder heads press back. Feel that lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. And then you might be moving towards looking out over your left shoulder. You stop along the way if that feels better in your neck. And then you keep your gaze soft and gentle. You just notice what you're looking at. Take in the details. And then bring your attention to your breath for a moment, especially that inhale. So when we get into these twists, it starts to feel a little constricted, like we can't fill up with as much air. See if you can find a little more expansion. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind, come back to center. Good work. So we're just going to explore a little more twisting today. So we're going to come into our twisting crescent pose. So we're going to keep this right knee bent. And then you have the option to keep this left leg exactly as it is, or if you want to extend that left leg to straight, you're welcome to do that as well. All right, so let's just go ahead and release hands by our sides, and let's come into just classic crescent pose here. As you inhale, arms reach out and up. So feel that lengthening through both sides of your waist. You can think outer hips squeezing in towards each other a little bit here so you feel like nice and contained. Maybe you're bringing your gaze up. Feel that lift of your sternum. Feel that sense of cobra pose in the upper body. These look gorgeous. Good. Perhaps press palms together. Nice. And then we're going to all just bring our hands to heart center and then just really press into the palms. So again, the arms get active. As you do that, however, notice if your shoulders have started to creep up around your ears, soften them down. Good. Keep that idea of outer hips firming in towards each other. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, little twist to the right. This is going to feel a little different. You're going to feel the sensation in different places. You stay here like this if this is good for you. If you want to experiment with going a little deeper, maybe you start to hinge forward and then you hook that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And again, really press that right palm into your left palm. It's like both palms are coming towards heart center. So you're finding a little leverage to open up a little deeper. If you wanted to split your arms here for a couple of breaths, you're welcome to do that. Maybe lean the head back a little bit, lean the chest back a little bit. Feel those left ribs wrapping up towards the ceiling. Really nice. One more deep inhale. And then as we exhale, just unwind. If you took that deeper version, stay forward folding, and then maybe bring your hands to your blocks again. And if you are upright and you want to come into this forward fold, feel free to join us here. This is like a version of our pyramid pose, so you might feel a little intensity in this left hamstring. If it's too much, you bend that knee a little bit. That'll take some of the work out. Good job, everybody. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and inhale, extend like our Ardha Uttanasana. So you're still in that half forward fold. And then let's bring our hands to our hips. And then inhale, come to that nice tall seat. Good. So a little core work there. If you have that left leg extended, go ahead and bend that knee. And we'll come into the second side. So our twisting crescent pose on our left side. So again, option to just stay here like this. This works. If you wanted to extend that right leg straight, you can do that. And again, we're just looking for our legs to be about hips distance apart. It's absolutely okay if the pose looks different side to side. That happens. Okay, let's release our arms by our sides and come into our full crescent pose here. So inhale, take up space, feel that lift of your heart. Lengthen through the sides of your waist, even as you're squeezing the outer hips in towards each other. Can you get those shoulder blades to release down your back a little more? And maybe you're bringing your gaze up. You're feeling that lift of your sternum. So there is back bending happening here. And then perhaps you press your palms together. Deep inhale. As we exhale, we bring our hands to heart center. And just take a couple of breaths like this, vigorously pressing the palms in towards each other. And as you're doing that, you're releasing your shoulder blades down your back. A nice deep inhale. As you exhale, use that emptying out to help you twist to the left. Keep pressing palms a lot. So just being here like this upright, we can feel a lot of sensation. So you're absolutely welcome to stay here. If you feel like coming in a little further, maybe you hinge forward, Seeing if you can hook that left or right elbow rather to the outside of your left thigh. And it would be fine if it was just to the inside of that leg as well. Find that leverage, use that to help you find that extension through the right side of your waist as you wrap those right ribs up. And maybe lean your shoulder heads back, lean your head back a little bit. Yeah. Maybe gazing up. And then finally, if you wanted to stretch the arms out wide again, it's like you have this giant wingspan. These look terrific. Just see how spacious you can get. Deep inhale. And then as we exhale, we just unwind. We find this pyramid pose. So forward folding any amount. If you're a little more flexible, you might even be walking your blocks forward a bit. Again, big stretch in the hamstring, which is a really big muscle. For a lot of us, it's super tight. So less is more. Got a couple more good breaths here. Soften in. All right, so let's find that half forward fold again. You might need to bring your blocks a little closer to you if you took them forward. So inhale, lengthen. Nice. As you exhale, hands come to your hips, elbows squeeze in. And then inhale, lift up. Beautiful work. Sorry, my camera has gone blurry. It doesn't know what to focus on. It'll come around eventually. Go ahead and bend that right knee if you had that leg extended. And we're going to add on to this. We're going to come into more of a classic twisting triangle pose. So you are going to use either your desk or if you have a chair available, you're going to get that set up in front of you now. And if you don't have one, no worries. You can kind of just repeat what we did. That would work as well. So if you do have a chair handy, you're going to have probably best to have the seat facing towards you. And we're just going to use this as a prop for our legs. So give you all a sec to get that set up. I'm going to actually scoot back a little bit here. All right. So from here, we are going to take our right leg and extend it forward. So if this isn't happening, you can simply extend that leg to straight and you will just keep this left knee bent. That will work. So that is a good option. All right, so you might stay here like this. You might extend your left leg to straight. Okay, so we're, again, finding that idea of the outer hips squeezing in. And let's go ahead and just find more of a classic pyramid pose here. So as you inhale, arms reach out and up. And then as you exhale, you're going to hinge forward and you might not go very deep. So especially with this leg that's lifted on the chair, you might be feeling that hamstring stretch a little more right now. Keep that breath moving. All right. So as you inhale, find a little length. As you exhale, hands come to your hips again, elbows squeeze in. Inhale, roll on up. So you have that nice tall seat. Scott's back. Welcome back. All right. So we're going to come into our twisting triangle here. And again, your legs might not look like this. It's absolutely fine if you just have that right leg extended and then that left knee bent. So lots of different variations here. But let's go ahead. So we've got hands on hips right now. Let's see. We are going to go ahead and inhale, lift that left arm. Good. And then as you exhale, you're going to hinge forward, keep squeezing that right elbow in, and then start to wrap the left waist to the right. And then from here, a couple of options. So you might be able to grab the outside edge of your right foot. Most of us probably aren't going to do that. You're going to either take your left hand to your right shin, or maybe to the outside of that right thigh or shin. So those are really good places to be. So again, we just find that leverage so we can wrap in a little deeper. And then you can stay here like this, maybe reach that right arm back. So our twisted triangle pose, it's a lot going on, but kind of fun. These look terrific. You might be looking up at that right thumb or towards the ceiling if that elbow is still bent. Breath smooth and steady. Try to fill up on the inhale. And then just for a visual, you might be in this variation too. So same things happening. Let's take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, just unwind, forward fold again for a couple of breaths. Maybe even let your chin just release towards your chest. Good. As you inhale, find that half forward fold, so lengthening through the sides of your waist. Exhale, hands to hips, so feel the core engage. Inhale, roll on up. Good. So you're going to remove that right foot from the chair or just bend the knee depending upon where you were at. Straighten that left leg and we'll come to the second side. And again, this side might look different. Not a big deal at all. So you're going to decide where you want to be. So you're either extending left legs to straight in front of you, or perhaps you take it on that chair. And then you have the option to keep this right knee bent, or maybe you extend that right leg to straight. So these are more of our classic twisting triangle leg position. All right, so let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. Feel those outer hips squeeze in. That we want that sensation, especially when we come into the twist in a moment. So find it here where it's a little easier. As you exhale, ooh, you hinge forward. And if you're me, you say, hello, hamstring. This is my tighter side for sure. Again, little bend in the knee, both knees is good, but it's going to take some of the work out of the hamstring. So if things are really tight, you can always do that. You're not cheating. Just making life a little easier. Life is hard enough all on its own. Sometimes we just got to make it a little easier. As you're in this pose, you are observing how this side feels different. Okay, so we're going to inhale, find that lift, that lengthening through the sides of your waist. It's like an Ardha Uttanasana, hands to hips. Good. Inhale, roll on up. So find elbow squeezing it, and with your hands on your hips, kind of squeeze the outer hips in. See if you can get those to engage a little more. And here we go. As we inhale, we lift our right arm. Good. As we exhale, we start to extend forward. And again, lots of different places where you can come with this right arm. So depending, I'm long, so I can get the outer edge of the foot, but maybe you're just bringing your hand to the outside of that lower leg. It might even be to the outside of the upper leg. Shoulder heads pressed back. We're starting to extend through the right side of the waist, even as we're wrapping those right ribs up towards the ceiling. Really nice. That left shoulder head presses back. Little cobra pose in the upper body. Just check in with your breath. Make sure you're breathing. If you want, you can reach that left arm back. So it's like you have those giant wings again. And then maybe lean the head back as you wrap the right side of your waist up towards the ceiling. Parivrita Trikonasana, our twisted triangle pose, an acquired taste. Need more good breaths here. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind. Just forward fold. Drop chin towards chest. Find that lengthening in the back of the neck. Good. Inhale, find that half forward fold. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, lower belly pulls in and up as you rise on up. All right, so let's come into a forward fold. If you do have a chair, this might be a really nice opportunity to place both feet onto the chair. So if that's working for you, you can do that. So one of the things that we miss out on when we're doing our chair yoga is we don't get, it's kind of nice to be seated on the floor sometimes because we get to do more of our seated stretches. So this is setting us up for a Paschimottanasana. So from here, you can inhale, take your hands up, and then exhale, hinge forward, fold in. And you also might be doing a version of that, potentially both legs extended, just resting on the floor, and then blocks could be really nice here. You could also just come back in to your Uttanasana. So it'll be a little different, but you're still getting that lengthening, that release in the spine. So again, just kind of going through the options here. With both legs straight, you're definitely going to get into the hamstrings a little more. Bend the knees as necessary. This is also a really good place if you are in this Paschimottanasana version with your heels on the chair. If forward folding is really, really difficult, you might take a strap around your feet here. And then that will help you to keep the sides of your waist long. It's also nice because it articulates the feet, so that can intensify the stretch a little bit. Couple more breaths here, wherever you're at, whatever version you're doing. Good. As you inhale, you're just gonna come on out of the pose, whatever variation you're doing. If you have your legs on the chair, you can go ahead and just bend one leg at a time. All right, I'm gonna turn around here. So just finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And then maybe just doing a little check-in here. Do you feel a little longer in your spine through the sides of your waist? We've done a lot of lateral stretching, and then all of that twisting too really gets into that area. So maybe it feels like you're sitting nice and tall here, a lot of space. Let's just move into some pranayama and just kind of accentuate all of that room we've created. So let's move into our 3-part breath today. And if for whatever reason you're not into it, you can just breathe normally, kind of sit quietly. But if you're game, go ahead and allow your eyes to close. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Full complete exhale through your nose. Little pause at the bottom, you're completely empty. You're going to inhale up to your belly button and you're going to pause the breath. Inhale up to those floating ribs, to the lowermost ribs, pause the breath. Good. Inhale all the way up under your collarbones. Feel that lift of your sternum. Pause the breath. Turn the breath around. Exhale through your nose. Empty out. And just a couple of rounds of normal breath at the bottom. The end of your exhale, feel completely empty. A little pause at the bottom, lower belly pulls in and up. Inhale 1/3 of the way up, pause. Inhale another third of the way, pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Slowly exhale the air out through your nose. Couple rounds of normal breath. And as you're ready, I'm going to invite you to take 3 more rounds of this 3-part breath, this Viloma 1 breath, just on your own. So you can stretch it out or shorten those 3 breaths as feels good for you today. And you take a couple rounds of recovery breath between each one. Notice if shoulders start to creep up around your ears, soften them down, especially on those inhales and those retentions. When we're holding on the inhales, this has an energizing quality. So great breath to do if you need a little pick-me-up, like mid-afternoon. Not the best breath to do if you're trying to go to bed at night. And once you're complete with a few rounds, I invite you to find a a final resting pose. So some form of Shavasana, whatever that might look like. You might just stay exactly where you're at. You're kind of shifting gears. You're relaxing a little bit. You could end in a child's pose, a forward fold. You could end in classic Shavasana on the floor. So a lot of different options. Wherever you're at, though, you're giving yourself, your body, your brain permission to get really still, to surrender. So you have the opportunity to assimilate, to soak up all of this work that you've spent this past hour doing. And you're also using this as a transition into the rest of your day. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityor ma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. Let the breath go. Ha. And then just start to bring gentle movement back to your body. So wiggle fingers, toes, circle ankles, wrists, stretch out, anything that feels good here. And you will eventually land with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. And sending yourself love and gratitude, sending your body love and gratitude, sending each other love and gratitude. It's a gift to be able to work like this together, to move like this, to breathe. Just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day ahead. Finally, just gently bow your head with a smile. Terrific work today, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for putting up with me and all of my technical difficulties.